Hi everyone, it's Susanna here. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day so far. I'm doing another video. I tried to get this video out on Friday, but I didn't have enough space on my phone. The memory was just completely cluttered, and so I had to declutter videos and different things, photos, so that I could make some space. Anyway, really good to touch base with you again. And thank you to all of you who commented on my last video. And I spoke about basically not underestimating yourself. And I was talking about my own experience of my father, who used to call me a handicap. And those words did actually they caused a major blockage in my life. When things would go wrong, I will basically think to myself, well, there must be something wrong with me, basically, that this is why this keeps happening. But I want to thank a lot of you who take the time out to comment on the video, and even Fatima, who said that, there's young children need to hear this as well, because, and I really want to speak to parents or those of you that have nephews and nieces or young children around you. You really need to think about the words that you are speaking. You need to be more positive. Make sure they're positive words that will actually help to enable that individual to grow and to do better. There are lots of us who, because of what someone has said, we haven't moved on. There's been no one to really encourage us throughout our life, and we didn't have that assurance. We didn't have the confidence to think that we could do anything or achieve anything in our lives. And there's still people who still haven't achieved all the things, all the dreams and aspirations and goals that they have. They've been unable to because there's been a major, I would call, an energy block in their life that has inhibited them and continues to, because they just haven't moved on. I want to talk to us today about unforgiveness. The saying, it says, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never harm me. And yes, sticks and stones can break bones. But there is a healing process where the bone fuses back together, the tissues, ligaments, everything, it repairs itself. But words, are so powerful. They wound and they maim, they hold people captive, they imprison people, and they wound people for life. They're people that are carrying, remembering the negative words that have been spoken over them years ago from their childhood, and they're now adults and they still cannot get over them. And I want to talk to you about forgiveness. And, this is the Valentine's season, and, people that are showing love to one another and appreciation. And I want to talk about loving yourself, because really, before you can really love somebody, you really have to love yourself. There are people that they hate themselves, and it reflects the way that they treat other people. So they're not nice, they're not encouraging, they're so negative, and really it's because they don't love themselves. And purely that is it. They just don't love themselves enough, and that way they can't really show true love to other people. Some of us are carrying a lot of unforgiveness, and it could be because there are things that we have done in our own lives that we're just not proud about, should I say. You may have offended a friend, family, that you've offended a lot of people, and you just can't move on. You just won't move on from it. And even though that individual may well have forgiven you, but you hate yourself. There's people, this may be a sensitive subject, who have, had abortions, for instance, and even later on in life when they are older, the guilt, the sense of guilt that they carry for years, and they never forgive themselves from aborting that child. If there's things, maybe you need to write down things in your life that are causing major blockages, and what you need to do is to actually release yourself from it. You need to forgive yourself, learn to forgive yourself, and you need to learn to love yourself enough to let it go. Basically, let it go. There's some good in the worst of us, and also there is some bad even in the best of us. No one is perfect. No one on the face of this earth is perfect. Someone's always got something that they're dealing with. None of us can actually escape. Some people have got issues, there's not one person that doesn't have something that they are battling with. And so I want to tell you, you need to love yourself enough to turn over a new leaf. Make that decision today that, actually, I'm going to let it go. There may be people that you need to go and ask for their forgiveness in order for you to forgive yourself. So then you can actually release yourself from this prison, or from the bondage of unforgiveness. And it's bondage. It really is. You need to look at even the circles that you are in. Some people do not love themselves enough to have people of value around them. When you look around them, there's always the horrible people all stick together. Remember when you were at school, you had all the really nice, soft people stick together. There's the saying, birds of a feather stick together. But you need to get rid of people that are of no use to you whatsoever. And I don't mean that you use people, but there are some people that really just are not good for your life, because they are the most negative people. They do not speak any positive words over you. They're quite comfortable where you are because you're not striving for anything. You're not moving. They feel comfortable because you're not moving, and they're happy, actually. And the moment that you start to make changes, they'll start criticizing you, because people like to know where this person is. And the moment you do something that's outside of the box, or that isn't the norm, then it can make other people uncomfortable. It can make them criticize you, or other people might say, actually, something, that's a really good thought. That's a really good move. I really like what you've done there. I'm going to take that on. And yeah, that's going to help me grow as well. You need people around you who are useful, who are positive, who are nurturing, and can contribute something of value to your life. And so you need to revisit your circles and have a look. You might have so many negative people around you that there's no space for anyone that can offer some value to you, because there's no space for anything good to come in, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so you need to get out, get rid of the stuff. And the same way in which I had to go through my phone, and I had videos and pictures that actually, some of them, they were of no value, to be honest with you. And I had to declutter. And in order to really love yourself, you have to evaluate where you are, where you're going. Show yourself some love and let something good come in. Make a shift, make a change that will encourage something new and positive in your life. And talking about forgiveness, We need to learn to forgive, to move on. As I said, if you need to go and apologize to someone, go and do that. Free yourself from these negative emotions. There are people that are carrying unforgiveness 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and it has stunted your growth. You haven't reached your full potential. Why? Because you just cannot let go. And I want to encourage you today, let it go. Draw a line under it. If you need to act, as in you need to go and speak to someone and apologize so that you can release yourself from it, go and do that. Have the difficult conversations. Have those difficult conversations so that you can close that chapter, and so that you can have a new lease of life, a new chapter in your life. Holding grudges, it doesn't hurt anyone else. I'll tell you what it does. It actually hurts you. You're the one that is hurting yourself. Yeah, your health and your peace of mind is being affected because you're actually hating on someone that may have no idea that they're even causing you to have these emotions. Maybe they said something they didn't even know offended you. Maybe they did something that they didn't even know offended you. Perhaps they looked at you in a certain way, and they didn't know that they offended you. Yet you're carrying this offense for no reason. So if there's anything that you need to go and speak to somebody about, go and do it. Go and do it. Say, look, I need to meet you for a coffee, or make a phone call and release yourself. Free yourself from the feelings of resentment, of anger, of hatred, of bitterness. All of these things release very negative toxins into our body. Yeah. And it actually affects our immune system. There are people that are sick, and the root cause of that sickness is unforgiveness. It causes you to be sick, honestly, and it does affect your mental health. It does, because you sit there and some people regurgitate things that have happened years and years ago, and all of that anger, all of that hatred and bitterness, you keep reliving it, you keep bringing it up, and you just cannot move on. It's no good. You need to let go. It needs to be a new day for you in your life. Even stress, it affects your stress levels, because you upset yourself every time you think about this particular thing that happened. And again, you release the negative toxins, the cortisol. Your cortisol levels rise in your body, which again, it brings on sickness in your body. Okay, and is it really worth it? Is it worth you holding on to these things that's has a negative effect on your mental health, or even on your own body? Yeah, it's making your system vulnerable to disease and infection. You just really need to love yourself enough. Make that decision today that you know something. I am going to deal with it. I'm going to let it go. Some of you've got a real intense hate, and you're killing yourself. You are. And I'm not speaking anything negative over you, but what I'm trying to tell you is all of these things have a negative impact on your well-being. It makes your system vulnerable. That's what I'm trying to say. And it does affect your health. And that's why you can't afford to have all of these pent-up emotions inside of you. You've really got to release them, deal with them, and free yourself, free your mind, free your emotions, free your body, so that it can self-heal. You know, the body is good, it's self-healing. But if we carry things for years and years, it gets to a point where the body may not be able to repair itself because it's gone beyond that point. So I'm just trying to encourage you to love yourself enough to make a change for you so that you can be in a better place. It's not worth sacrificing your health. You know, 1 minute, not even 1 minute, it's not worth it. It really isn't. So you need to decide, you know something? It doesn't matter anymore. I'm making a decision to release this person, these people from my life so that I can move on. You know, you need to let go and experience the dignity and the magnanimous sense of character, you know, of being able to let go and being big enough. If you know someone has actually offended you, and even though you've been to see them and they don't agree, you're the one that needs to be big enough then to walk away, because you've given them a chance, you've tried to resolve it, they don't want to know. You walk away, you have freed yourself in because you have tried to actually speak to the person, to try to deal with it. So now you are free, and you can leave that other person in their unforgiveness or hatred or whatever it is that they're feeling. So I want to say to you today, love yourself, okay? There's a scripture in the Bible that says that he that has friends must first show himself friendly. In other words, you're the one. You've got to be the bigger person. You've got to be the friendly person. If you want friends, then you've got to show yourself to be friendly. You've got to extend that hand of friendship. Extend that hand of forgiveness so that you can let it go and you can grow. Be good to yourself and be good to others. Yeah? Blessings. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.